Yo, so I know we got some of the breath masters here. I know you maybe don't refer to yourselves as that, maybe you do, but two super conscious of breath beings. And I'd love to ask of the spiral nature of, when the fire's going, the smoke is a spiral, is one thing Congo's mentioned, and, the field upwardly into the outsides and also the opposite direction through this side. I'd love to just know what your thoughts are on the spiral energy, like these that I just got from you, these tensor
Dilators, yeah, the
dilators.
tensor dilators, yeah.
Yeah.
So, looking at it, that's literally one of the frequencies of how the breath is really coming into your nostrils, literally. Because everything comes and stems from one tiny atom, and everything comes from that spiral structure down down to the bone, down to the blood. That is a foundational structure from source. So down to when we split the head open, we see that spiral, that conch shell in the nose. And that's how I see the spiral connecting to all of us. You mentioned the fire, right? That's like the exhale coming up, combusting with the carbon.
Mm.
Boom. And then coming out and connecting to all that is source, back to the spiral.
Mm.
Yeah. That's how I see it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Does Congo want to share something about some spirals?
Well, yeah. Just I'll touch on that. I'll touch on the etymology related to some of what we're talking about. You're talking about spiral. You're talking about inspiration with the incoming breath. Now, in that word, and inspire and in spiral, you have a root, pyre. You've seen the word pyramid. It's in the word pyramid, pyre. It means fire. Fire inside, pyre, or fire in the middle. Pyre, amid, fire in the middle. And so spiral, you're having a fire of Al, of Allah, of God. And in that S on there, that's the shape that it's making. The S. It spirals and like a S. Uh, but a S has two spirals. S has a spiral on top and a spiral on the bottom. The same way a torus does. A spiral on the top and spiral on the bottom. And and Airbender was talking about this earlier, is that anytime people are talking about a torus field, you can translate that, take that word out and say breath. They're talking about a breath. Any torus field, whether it's a heart torus, that's the heart's breath. Whether it's the earth's torus field, that's the earth's breath. Any torus field you ever talk about is a breath, and that definitely contains the spiral dynamic.
Awesome. I love that.
I want to add to that, if that's okay.
Please.
The when I think of a double spiral now I think of an eclipse, because that's what I had like an aha moment, because the eclipse or the sun itself is like a black hole, and that's already like a spiral, and it's like coming to us in a anti-clockwise way, but from its peripheral it's coming from a clockwise way in a sense. But at the same time, you have one portal, and then you have the eclipse happening, creating another portal, and it's like a double portal at one point, creating that 0 point and creating that toroidal field coming from both angles of the spiral and meeting it right in the middle. Boom. And then we have that rebirth. That's what the eclipse represents, especially to most natives. Rebirth.
Mm.
The sun has quote unquote risen again.
Okay, yeah, wow. That's very cool. Mm. And yeah, with the pyramids, I mean, there's so much depth and different parts that somebody could think and talk about of the pyramid energetically, physically, geometrically, even just occult symbolism. I'd love to hear more about the things that come up the most about pyramids for you.
We call it a spiral myth. Come on, it's called a spirit myth.
Okay.
Spirit myth. The spirit myth. You know,
Mm.
the spirit in the middle, the fire in the middle. It's the same thing. So when we talk about pyramids, when we talk about pyramid, people often wonder like, how are they made? That's I can't tell you unequivocally, yo, this is exactly how it was made, but I can tell you this. I see fluorite grow in the form of octahedrons and tetrahedrons. I've seen so many crystals grow in the form of pyramids around the world. So there's no way that it's stolen from one place or another, because all these types of structures grow everywhere, first and foremost. Secondly, these structures that we built are the same thing that crystals are. Crystals organize atoms to form a certain geometry. That's what a crystal is. And so we are informed by the crystal in our body or thinking in some of these cultures that were more crystalline aligned, and they were able to harness the same uh, directing uh, force that nature does to bring about a tetrahedron or dodecahedron in nature. And it is based on sound. There is sound used in these things as well, but it's a crystalline happening. That's where I see the pyramids coming from.
Mm. I know Airbender here, he oftentimes is found wearing a copper pyramid on his head, I think with some orgone and other scalar geometry in it. I would love to know more about what's going on there.
Yeah. I also just wanted to add on to what Congo was saying before that, real quick. There's like certain spots within the earth, depending how soft the crust is. From a eyes view, you'll see like different forms of hexagonal shapes in sand, in and like it literally looks like a speaker
Mm.
as well. So the earth is really one big speaker if you really think about it. You know, that vibratory resonance down to the core, that heat, that just like us, as above, so below, literally.
Mm.
And to add on to the pyramid on the head, going back to the spiral, right? Because there's different views where you can take on the pyramid of Giza, and you'll see a pyramid, a spiral structure of energy coming from the tip. And the same thing is happening with our head. That spiral. If you look on the baby, most babies they'll have that spiral. And in certain cultures, in Africa, you know, you're taught to, whenever you are in an artistic zone or in an artistic flow or thinking in general, it's good to imagine a spiral of energy of light above your head, and that's just harmonizing with that's already there. You know, you're set to, hey, you know, this tradition stems from what all our ancestors were already seeing on a daily basis when they said that everything is quote unquote alive, when that was the norm, so to speak. And that stems from like ancient wisdom in that regard. That spiral that's above everyone. It's like the Sims, like you know the Sims, that pyramid, the that diamond thing on top of the Sims, that Sims games.
That like floats above it.
Yeah, that floats above it.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's similar.
Capstone to the pyramid?
Yeah,
Oh
in that
wow.
sense. Ooh, the capstone.
Is that they said that was a spaceship, didn't they? The capstone to the pyramid.
The capstone to the pyramid.
Someone said that.
Someone said it. And someone also said that there's like a spiral. You said there's a spiral that goes through the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's like a female and a male. Like the male is like lions more so, like the golden mean, and the female is like more circular, like the Fibonacci. And they meet at a certain point in the pyramid, like those spirals that go down, both the masculine and feminine meet at a certain point, and apparently that's like in the king's chamber. In this, where goes the line goes literally right through the sarcophagus, right through the third eye point, and that's just like what I've heard. I'm pretty sure it says that in the Sumerian tablets, some ancient texts. That's just what I heard. I thought that was very interesting. Could have been used as like the pyramids could be used as like astral travel devices to like you leave through that spiral, so you can like astral project. So I don't know, just ideas. Right.
Through portals.
So a lot of times, just like from all the research I've done, it kind of seems like Egypt was like a training ground for the astral realm or like for Christ consciousness.
Whoa. Yeah,
Just
that's
some
awesome.
ideas though. I don't know anything.
We're all learning. We're all still learning. The breath is always teaching.
Yeah, the astral. To your point is there's evidence for what you were stating about Kemet and their connection to the stars and the celestial. Yet there is also this connection physically to it, where it wasn't just like an outer body thing. When we talk about astral means stellar or the stars. That's what astral, like when you say astrology, and that's the same thing. Now we've come to understand the astral realm as something else. There's other ways that it's been defined over the years. The astral realm as some other realm that's outside of the normal realm. But then there's a realm of just the star, of just what are called stars as well. So when we talk about this, they're yeah, astronomical.
He said astronomical over there.
We're connecting to it. The astro is our star body. What do they say our physical body is made out of?
Water and
Yeah, but the solid stardust.
carbon.
They say it's made out of astral dust. The astral world dust. Astral world dust. You know what the word desire means? Well,
Do I desire to know?
yes, you do.
Desire.
De means of, de, and sire means stars or Sirius. Desire, you can look it up, that the word desirement of the stars and of Sirius. And so our physical body is astral. Our desires are astral. We're in the astral realms now. And there was a great practice in Egypt of physical immortality that's connected to the astral teachings, but people miss it because there's so much death woven into most teachings nowadays. When I say death, I'm meaning the cult of saying that everything is possible except you living forever. That cult that wants to cut that, to limit that one point. In Kemet, there's definitely people who weren't just looking to go to another place, even though that's part of it too. You can go to other places. It's all is possible. All is possible. But there's a mission to hold a presence here for this place to always be the kingdom of God, the kingdom of God on earth. And it's when you do the DMT, when you do the things and you see the realms, there are those realms. If you think that those realms are telling you to go stay out there instead of to be the usher to bring those realms here, then you may be missing some of the wisdom that's being shared there.
I look at the skin as a subconscious extension, right? Because it's something you can't just say consciously, like, "Hey, do this, do that," until a certain point, of course. Well, internally, and then how deep you want to go
Yeah, you breathe
in
through
terms
the
of like
skin.
blood mechanics and the chemical reaction and uh, the neurological chemical reactions and how that plays a whole realm. And I don't want to take up your time, but the skin is definitely the subconscious mind, and it's holding everything in place, literally, which is which is so cool. And I've seen certain skin diseases, and where a shaman will say that, hey, if I blow frankincense over it, you'll see like astral or realms of certain spirits and stuff that are like attached to certain people and entities. It's not just a quote unquote diet that's doing it. There's other things that's a part of that, right? And the skin plays a factor in that, in terms of what we attach to, how our magnetic field is attached to certain bubbles and interacts with it. And I like to say, the wind is my exhale, and as it touches my skin, I feel like a king. And that's my communication with my skin, like programming, communicating with the skin in that sense.
What's another way to pronounce wind?
Wind.
Wind.
And is that a spiral?
Oh.
Oh.
Full circle. It's a wrap. Nice guy.
Thank you all.
Drop a beat. Yo, you want me to drop a beat? I ain't got any beats, bro. But I did want to add on what you said. You were talking about it's not like all about going to the astrals or like trying to get somewhere else. we don't need people going to the caves to go become enlightened. We need to bring the caves out here. This is the cave. And we need more people to ground. I need to ground. We need to figure out the lower chakras before we can go, because there's so many people like so into meditation and the spiritual community, like, oh, I saw this, I saw that, but it's like, if you don't have the blocks right at the bottom of the pyramid, even if it's a tiny bit off, you get to the top, you're gonna have to go all the way back down the bottom of samsara, life one. So I think it's really important that we don't get too spaced out at this time and focus on, like, survival is important, like the lower chakras are important, and there's a lot of energy there that needs to be cleared.
That's the sacrum. Sacrum. It's there. If you look at the names for our body, the names for these things, they reveal it. Like sacrum is this area down here, and it's sacred, and it's that simple. Now, you could start to ask, like, well, who designed it that way? Why did someone make? Is someone hiding a key in here? Is what That's when you get sort of sent off a little, or you're gonna find yourself. You'll find yourself when you send yourself off through that etymological search, because etymo means truth, and the truth isn't found in any words. And you find that when you study etymology. Stories are found in words. Stories and our ideas are found in these words, but the truth, the truth is the word. That's the logos. Yes, it's Christos. Yes, I. Yeah, man, the QRST. You see it right in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. QRST. Crystal. It's right there. You can't get away from the etymo of Christ, the truth.
Somebody told me to take both.
gotta find that.
We can talk about the glasses though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Each of you.
So, is it
I
filming?
thought you guys took a wrap. I guess I didn't hear you. I thought I misheard you. I apologize.
Are you still filming?
Were you guys on something?
We just want to do a little talk about the glasses real quick.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
About why we like it, what we might have noticed.
I just had to put my nose thing away right quick.
Yeah, man, you have to keep that away from me, man.